You know, in my life, I've seen a lot of people in the name of confusion, envy, jealousy, act completely out. Everywhere I've been, San Francisco, you know, I was living somewhere in San Francisco, ready to renew my lease, and this woman, I don't know what I'm was a model uh, tenant or whatever. This woman did not like me, and I really felt like it was because of my success. I'm not gonna lie. And she's like, we're gonna renew your lease, and then gives away my space. She tells me, oh, I know we said we were gonna renew. She didn't even say it like that. She said, you still want to renew your lease? And I was like, yeah. She goes, great, because I just rented it to someone else. And then tons of things in San Francisco. All those there's so many. Every producer person, pretty much, that I met in San Francisco was not happy with my success, whether they were smiling in my face or not. From parents, every spouse in a parental role in my life has been seared with jealousy. And the thing about the jealousy is not just like, when there's a light on you, everyone sees it, even people who don't like it. And some of them actively make plans to hurt you. Like, that's what they do. And a lot of people who maybe don't have that same light on them don't really understand how far people will go because you're shining. And I'm telling you right now, they go far. They plot. You hear these things in movies and in songs, like they're plotting against, you don't understand. They really do. They try to get you where it hurts, your money, your home, your happiness. They try to create narratives around you. They try to turn people against you. When you're shining bright, it can come from every angle. It's not just like one person. It's that person, that person, that person. All these envious people, and when I was younger, it was a little different when I was younger because I didn't really understand, because I didn't have negative thoughts about people. Like, I never really thought to like hurt someone. So I couldn't fathom why all this was happening, because surely who would do that? And then with time, I realized, oh, there are people who want to hurt people. like, as like obvious as that sounds, like I just didn't get it, and now I really do get it. And this last one hurt me the least. Sorry, I don't even mean to laugh, but it hurt me the least, partially because it was so obvious. I mean, the one good thing about anyone who's like me in this way, in the sense of shining bright and attracting all sorts of attention, is you learn from each of them, and your discernment goes up pretty high. So sometimes you meet someone and you're like, okay, you don't actually like me. You're smiling in my face and you want to hurt me. Like, in this last person, it was so obvious. All their manipulations were obvious. It was just child's play, because I've been through so much already. They kind of train you to, you get better and better at dealing with it, perceiving what's going on. So it was kind of like, yeah, but as on a whole, it's sort of like, I don't know, it makes me want to do something. I don't know what. I'm just kind of running. This is just the train of thought. For people, to have something in place for people, some type of like infrastructure, something where, I don't know. I don't know where I'm going, where no one should be able to really ruin you, because they can do it for all the wrong reasons. And we see so many people who've done like things you can't even imagine people doing, and they're very successful. They have tons of money, they have connections, they have positions and all sorts of things. And then you have so many people who have the best hearts who people love and adore, who are dedicated, passionate about their work, about loving people, about spreading love. And you can see people like these people that I've mentioned intentionally trying to hurt them because they're jealous that people like them, that people light up when they see them, of their beauty, of their smile, of their authenticity. I realize that sometimes people are upset by authenticity because they're not authentic and they thought it was the only way to be. They thought this is the only way it's possible. Is you have to hide who you truly are. You have to pretend to be like this. And these are the rules. This is good and this is bad. And then they meet someone who goes against all those rules, right? Who's just like, nope, I do whatever I want. And, da, 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 da. And then they watch people go, oh, wow. Oh, look at you. And they're like, wait a minute. All this time I've been living this way and you're telling me it would have been possible to be truthful? No. Instead of accepting it, I'm going to destroy them. I'm going to go around. I'm going to lie about them. I'm going to lie. I'm going to tell every story about this person. I'm going to bring them down. I'm going to teach them. I'm going to humble this person. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to set them up. Yeah, I'm going to make a whole plan and get them, set them up, plant evidence, and do all this. That's what people do. And I would like to create some sort of structure where you can't do that to a person. I mean, people can do whatever they want. Free will. What's the book? Let them do that, and let me come up with some sort of system where people have something to fall back on. You know what I mean? There's just certain things that, because a lot of culture relies on things like family, which a lot of people maybe do have a family that supports them and loves them. They're not maybe filled with narcissists or, people who don't want their children to go further than they ever have in life. But some people do have that as a family. And so that's not something to fall back on. Do you know what I mean? I mean, emotionally, financially. I mean, and also there's all this there's this, what's the word? Focus on independence, and you should be doing all this and you should be all doing all that. And then you turn on the TV and you see everything that's going on in the world. And then your expectations for people are insane. It's like you should be able to navigate racism, homophobia, rising prices of whatever, war. You should be able to deal with all of that and have your own car, a new car. It better be nice. And what's your zip code? Where do you live? It's just bro, chill. And I feel like for my barometer of life, a bigger thing than I've met some people, hearts made of stone. They have a nice car, they have a nice house, no soul. I mean, nothing, no warmth to them, nothing that would ever make you want to stick around. And yet those are the things that are celebrated. Look at their car, oh, such a nice car, such a nice house, but no soul. And I would like to be sure that the barometer that I use to, not judge, but assess how close I need to be with someone, not be superficial things that anybody can get, even if they're not being a good person. Your heart is something, it's like a receipt. Your heart is the way it is because of how you are, how you've been. You know what I mean? And I don't know. I feel this calling to make something, because there's so many people who fall through the holes. Most things are made for based on an average. So it means this will work for most people. And let's say that most is 70% or 80%. There's still 20 to 30% of people who that doesn't work for. And yes, it's okay, well, we're getting most of them. Yeah, but those other 20 to 30%, they're living a whole life. And with this not working for them, that is major. Yes, most people are getting what they need. Most people have a family who loves them. Most people have, but there's all these other people who do not. And they're navigating so many things that you can't even imagine. And they're excellent on top of that. They're talented. They have way more experience and what's the word? Mastery of their skills than the average person who's getting paid all this money because they know someone, because they make the people that they work with feel comfortable. You know, that's another thing I realized too. I worked at the Y. And let me tell you, I was the best employee there. And it was like management was trying to destroy me for just being good at my job. I knew every person's name that came to the Y by like first and last name. As a matter of fact, if there was an altercation, they would bring me the video footage and they'd say, "What's that person's name?" And I'd be like, and I'd tell them, "Oh, that's such and such." Or if I didn't remember their name specifically, I'd be like, "They came in at 9:15 this morning." And so they could go back to the records and look at who checked in at 9:15. They'd be like, "Oh, it's this person." That's how attentive I was. Do you understand what I'm saying? There's thousands of people who go to that. And I had relationships with all of them. Like everybody came to me about something, like every person. It was actually the most beautiful thing in the world. They were like, "Hey, Sean, hey, what's up, Sean? How you doing, Sean? I wanted to tell you I lost weight. Hey, Sean, hey, did this." And it was actually so incredible. And I speak multiple languages. That was the other thing. People would come and they'd be like, "Perdón, no hablo inglés." And they'd be like, "Está bien, hablo español. ¿Qué necesitas?" And it's like, and I made everybody feel comfortable. There were certain people who would only talk to me, especially the people who spoke Spanish, because I was the only one who spoke Spanish. And you'd think like that's somebody that you would want to keep. Like you would think like, wow, he's incredible, always on time. I was also the opening shift, so I had to get to work at 4:45 in the morning every day, never late. You know what I mean? I was on top of the thing. And still, it's that same. This is that thing I was telling you about. Like when you shine brightly, you upset people, and the people in positions above me were not. This did not make them happy. Me getting attention for this type of thing actually made them more upset. And instead of trying to keep me, instead of trying to advance me, to be like, "Oh, we need somebody like this with the Y. The world needs somebody like this," they tried to make it harder. They cut my hours. They did all sorts of things. I don't even have to get into it. But the point is, that's how this world works. My world, it's got to be different. I don't accept this. I don't care how many of you have accepted it and decided that this is okay and I'm going to judge by that. I don't care. It's not right. It's not right at all. And I won't be deterred from my ambitions because they don't even come from me. They come from somewhere else. So really, the crazy thing about it, I always thought this too. It's like, I'm connected with like a higher power, like whatever you want to call it, the universe, God, however you say this thing. That's where all my inspiration comes from, my intuition, like. And so when you're coming against me, you're not even coming against me because this wasn't my idea. You're coming against God. You're coming against the universe. Like that's who you're coming against. Like I'm just the spokesperson. Like I'm like, you know what I mean? Like, so it's like you really want to do that. Like that's great for you. I don't think it's very wise. So it doesn't even like even hurt me personally, like my feelings per se, because haters, they gonna hate, you know? So there's nothing you can really do about that. I don't even know why I'm sharing this. I don't even know who's gonna watch this. I don't care. This is just literally how I feel. It's just some things that aren't right, and I feel like it's time to make them right.